And the martial art, what you're representing, you say that out loud, please. So
It's
otherwise,
a traditional Vietnamese martial art called Nhat Nam.
Nhat Nam.
Yeah.
And when I was looking up some of the videos online, I realized it's not that popular. I never heard of it. I've done martial arts all my life. I never heard of it, and when I looked it up, there's not many videos, anyways, and it's quite new. Go from very beginning. How did you get into it, and how long you been representing it? And I'm guessing you're teaching it as well now.
I'm on break, but I'm about to come back.
Oh, okay, but you've been teaching.
Yeah, I've been teaching for 10 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so you've been really exposed to it a while ago then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So how I started is a very simple story. Just I grew up in Lithuania, in Vilnius, in capital of Lithuania, and in my area there wasn't many activities that you can do. You know, it's not like here in London. You know, you have every youth club or where you can do whatever you want. So, and one day after the school, I just saw my future martial art teacher practicing, and I was like, wow, it's cool. It looks cool, And my dad came to pick me up from the school, and I said, Dad, listen, there's that man over there. He's doing some crazy stuff, I would like to learn something like this, And my dad, I'm really lucky with my parents, because my dad, he is practicing still yoga, and he was practicing yoga since I was, since as long as I remember myself, And he was teaching me the different yoga asanas when I was a kid, and he was like, okay, let's go, let's talk to that man. And he talked to the trainer, to my future coach. His name is Petras Golovac. And
which is a Lithuanian name, Petras.
Yeah, Petras, or Piotr, it would be in Russian. Yeah.
So is he Russian or he's Lithuanian?
He's Russian.
Oh, okay.
He's Russian, yeah. And my dad spoke with him, and he's like, okay, you're gonna train. And that's it. That's how it was, So
how old were you then?
7.
And now you are
32.
32. So my math, 20 something years?
25 years.
25 years. Wow. Okay, and I'm surprised that you said there's not much going on in Vilnius. Vilnius is the capital of Lithuania.
Yeah, but it was, we're talking 25 years ago.
Yeah, but martial arts like karate I'm pretty sure they were represented.
There were a lot, but in my area there was like one kickboxing club, one boxing club, but I don't know, just probably because of my nature, I wasn't very into those very intense martial arts,
Right.
I was very, how to say?
Out there.
Yeah, I was, how to say, soft child,
Oh, okay.
I was a very soft child.
Some things haven't changed, have they? No. No, what are you talking about? Look at you, you're so rough and tough and all that. Okay, and that's how it started. Well, I'm going to play a couple, there's a video online, and I'm going to put it on that wall right now as well.
They had a lot of martial arts, and most of those martial arts, they were like small, like family styles,
Yeah, because they did start with the families. It's almost how you come up with different styles. I think Kung Fu was similar.
Similar story. So, and I don't remember when, but I think it was the 20th century, 19-something, when the Viet Vo Dao came. The another Vietnamese martial art came. But what Viet Vo Dao did, actually, they took a lot of those family styles and then just merged them, together.
Yeah.
And the professor, the how to say, the main head of this martial art, he said, I'm not going to merge into Viet Vo Dao because I see this style as strong enough to sustain itself as a separate martial art. And that's why he didn't mention to Viet Vo Dao, and he started spreading his school with Nhat Nam,
Yeah. Sorry, so now I finally figured out how to film it, and so now I'm recording on my thing.
Okay.
And so now, who is this guy?
What you see now, he's Professor Ngosambin, so he's the head of this martial art.
He's the head of this martial art?
He's the head of this martial art, yes. So he's like... Yeah, in this video, you can see me with my friend Andrus.
And these videos are from where now, for example?
Mainly Russia, some of them Vietnam, some of them there was few episodes from here, from UK. This is Russia, this Moscow.
And then they're like Vietnam. So the first kind of European country was, well, Russia's not really European country, it's Eurasia. But it started with Russia. So
started with Russia, then it went, I think Belarus, Ukraine and Lithuania was pretty much at the same time. Yeah, pretty much at the same time.
Why Lithuania? Why not none of the other Baltic countries?
You know, to be honest, I don't really know those details, how it went, but there was a student of the professor, his secretary, professor secretary, another master, Chamfuki, who traveled around the Europe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why he came to Lithuania and how did he choose the Lithuania, but he came to Lithuania, and that's where he met my master, my teacher, Petras Golovach. And the idea is that my teacher, before start teaching Nhat Nam, he was practicing martial arts years before. He was practicing wushu, karate, I think judo as well, and different other.
And then he found that this martial art is something what he wants to do.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's very interesting. Like, well, just from watching this, let's see some of the moves in this video, and then if I wanna, you can comment on some.
This one, for example, what you see now, it's like a breathing recovery, like well-being techniques. You know.
No, here you are. Look at you.
Yeah.
All young and sexy.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Age, you know. Yeah.
So who have muscles, they take their tops off.
Yeah.
Why girls are keeping their tops on? That's always just so unfair.
Yeah. So this is one of our sport camps.
There you go. That's the one.
Which are designed for a specific purpose. This is a breathing quen, where the student is using a special.
Is this like a foreplay before you consummate with your wife?
It's how to find the wife.
Just joking. Oh my god! There's like 30 of you guys just sitting out somewhere outside and just doing this. There you go.
So the idea, so you heard the word quen. Quen is like a sequence of movements, and we had like different, like in karate.
In karate they call katas. In kung fu they would call forms.
Yes.
And wushu as well.
Yeah. So quen is like a combination of movements, and you can have, in Nhat Nam we have like breathing quens, where you do the breathing. You saw the one that we just saw, it was a tiger breathing. Yeah. So it's rough, or let's say yan, like active energy.
That's going to be my ringtone.
This is a breathing quen, where the student...
and you can hear the breathing is a specific like tiger breathing.
Yeah. Well, when I did karate, like we did the same thing. We had breathing katas and we had like the katas. Yeah.
So breathing, then you have style quens of style, so tiger style, snake, and different.
Here you go. That's the different. This one. What is this one?
Crystallized.
That's a tiger.
Various forms have developed, such as tiger, snake, fist or hammer, dao or hand sword.
But it's quite similar, like in kung fu and wushu. They have also tiger. They also have monkey. Do you have a drunken one?
We have, but I've never learned.
Oh, damn it. You've been sober for years.
Tactics of attack and defense. For example, tiger style is based on grabbing and ripping movements.
There's a lot of movements with the wrist.
Yeah, so difference. For example, tiger style, one of the main, characteristic is movement with the wrist. Another, for example, and snake as well. But if you have like other style, like a fist, or in Nhat Nam, fist we call like a rock or a hammer style, because fist is used more like a hammer, so there won't be so much movement with the wrist. Still, there will be some, but not so much. Tiger is because you grab and rip, and so it's a lot of must be engaging.
Okay, so straight away, someone who would see this haven't been that popular like as other ones. Would say like, so what is actual practical usage to it? Can you use it as an actual combat? Can you use it in a martial you know, as a martial art, as in a fight. So, like for example, from Kung Fu we have Sanda, right? So we have Kung Fu, and then Sanda is mental. It's very, very powerful, very insane. We know like Will Mackey, he's Sanda's guy. He's done and he's done some competitions. He's tough as nails, tough as they come. Just insane. Like if you see him working out, smashing a bag, it's like stay away from it. It's gonna fly at any moment. But Wushu, for example, don't have as a fight thing, right? So they just do forms and it's beautiful. It's a certain type of sport. What is the deal with Nhat Nam?
I would say, you know, for me, I don't know where to start from, you know, because...
No, just give me, tell me, like, is there, like, actual quite big usages, or do they have competitions? Do they have...
we, in Lithuania, we have a lot of competitions, competitions like sparring competitions.
Yeah, like sparring competitions.
We have competitions that is very original, and I think you've never seen anywhere else, is with the long stuff.
I saw the long stuff, actually. They probably in this video, the long stuff, someone who's done stuff in Kung Fu.
Yeah.
And I competed as well. And I really can appreciate, because I can see how hard, it's a heavy stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So it's much harder to do all those moves. And I can totally have respect to that. And it's also more practical, because in Kung Fu, we go with these very light stuffs, and in reality, or in a war, you know, they will give you something metal and heavy.
Yeah.
Like that skill goes out of the window, you know, but you guys know actually what's going on there. But before you go talking about stuff and other stuff, tell me about the sparring. Is there any videos of sparring of Nhat Nam? Or?
I think you can find, but you need to research it.
Yeah, when we're going to have a break, I will try to find it, and then we can go back to it.
Okay.
So tell me, how does the sparring looks like?
So, sparring is very similar actually to Kung Fu Sanda.
Okay.
And just about 3 years ago, because pandemic, deleted 2 years. So I think about 4 years ago,
we had a vacation for 3 years.
I started competing in Sanda here in UK as well. Yeah, I had few wins, few losses, but it was a good experience. So very similar, because you see, when you compete, you need to put the gloves on. So a lot of technique goes through the window. Yeah,
because you have all the wrists, all the poking eyes, and grabbing the nose, ripping up
throat.
Yeah, I saw some of those. I'm like, but also, like, how do you practice them? Yeah, you can kind of like pretend that it's gonna happen, but you don't really do them.
Actually, there is a book written by the professor, the manual, how to practice all this stuff.
Oh wow!
Yourself. Yeah. How to prepare a dummy.
Play bowling. Play a lot of bowling.
Special dummy, you know, and like bowling. I think probably climbing would help more than the bowling, because you know, climbers, like bouldering and climbing.
Or just being a naughty boy. Hey, that's a naughty boy joke. Which was that was the noise you wanted to ask me.
Okay.
That's the one.
Yes. So just that's why when you have the gloves on, probably the style that is closest is Sanda, and that's why for us it was quite simple to move into Sanda.
So what about like the basic strikes? We do like hooks and basic punches and oh my god, my head doesn't work. What is it?
Jab, cross.
Jab, cross. Yeah, hooks. All of that you guys use, but do you? How do you practice them? Do you do pads?
Yeah, we do pads.
Okay.
Yeah, we do pads. So
kicks. What about spin kicks? Push
kicks, roundhouse, push kick.
So all of those are in there.
Everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have that that whip kick. You know, I haven't seen it used a lot, but now even in UFC, I see fighters start using that kick as well. You know, when we go from inside out. That.
Oh yeah. That's funny enough. I was actually on this job, but we met together. We were asked to do this one audition, kind of help for this audition for these 3 girls who came in. We used that kick.
Oh, did you?
I was doing that kick. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot what's the name of it. In karate, we had that as well when I used to study it. But that considered to be a very advanced kick and stuff.
It is.
So yeah,
it is.
So you kind of you can go for a push kick, almost like push kick, and then
you whip
and just whip to the other side.
Yeah.
For those who are listening to this, imagine there's a roundhouse kick, right? So if you go roundhouse kick, but imagine doing with the same leg that other way around, just the other side. So you go round inside a roundhouse, you go inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not recording. Yeah, we're recording.
Snake style is soft and
Snake
sharp
style.
at the same time.
How many styles are there?
A lot. You know,
Any creature you can imagine.
Tai
Yeah.
Chung Quen.
so
or
this one, for
moving
example,
mountains
it's
Quen,
moving
is
mountain.
unpredictable and misleading.
Wow, that is pretty. So this is when you talk about fists using like as a hammers.
Yeah, so moving. So the idea, like, for example, you see the Nhat Nam is a martial. I always like to say that it is a martial, but it's an art. You know, so moving mountain. If you would practice as a movement, you would do like, okay, you know, because how do you learn? You know, you have a master or a friend and he shows you the movement and you're like, okay, I move like this, I do, you know. But then they tell you it's a moving mountain, you know. So meditate on it, you know. What is
Right.
the moving mountain, you know? Why? How mountain can move? What is about? What is?
It can't.
Yeah. It can't. But you know, what is the idea of this? How to say? Concept of moving mountain. You know?
I have my main question is what kind of drug you guys usually did in Nhat Nam? Is it weed? Is it shrooms? Is it?
To be honest, it was very strict. You know, our community was very strict regarding to
No
the
substances,
drugs. No
nothing,
substances,
yeah.
nothing. You know.
Because Vietnam is not very like I've been in Vietnam once. You know, I did my trip from Da Nang to Ho Chi Minh City on a scooter. Woo, 700 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, 700 miles I did in maybe a week. With the idea that every once in a while I would just stop and chill at the beach, and I realized I was going through this all industrial area. There was no beaches. I was just going through these stinky, horrible places. It was interesting for me to see that the Soviet or the communism is everywhere still there. It's like you see these huge fields and some police officers, they're kind of hiding in the corner and stuff, and with the white gloves, and as go to the stores, they have the same product, like hundreds of them in one. Like just like it was in Soviet Union back in Latvia, Lithuania.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was interesting to see. But then when I finally got to like the resort areas, oh my god, totally different life.
Yeah.
All the tourists just having a good time and stuff. One thing what I noticed in Vietnam, and this maybe explains why it went first of all to Russia, because when I was in those kind of resort areas, tourists, so many Russians. I would go like. Stores, the title of the stores, pharmacies would be in Russian, and I realized that locals speak better Russian than English. So I think from very long time ago, Russians used to go there, and then maybe some of them kind of learn about the martial art and picked it up. Not sure.
And
Just kind of a
I think there was some kind of maybe how to say sympathy.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
I think
between-
also like Vietnam was communism just when USSR was communism.
Oh yeah.
So they used to be pals, weren't they?
Yeah.
So they would have all these maybe exchanges with the sports and stuff, and they would go see like this is what we have, this is what you have. We're gonna teach you sambo, and you teach us Nhat Nam. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just finish this video. Tell me more about what is going on here.
Yeah, so this is so that's why I say, so when you have a movement, but on top of the movement you add the poetry, you know. Oh, we have a stuff.
That's the heavy stuff, and you can see how heavy it is. Or you're just super strong.
And it's not how to say, not wibbly stuff, you know.
That's kung fu people have
so
wibbly stuff.
Yeah, so these are the kids practicing in one of our sport
But one
camps.
thing I'm pretty sure that kung fu has advantage over the wiggly stuff. It's we are faster with the stabbing.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's very light and stuff.
Yeah.
To develop coordination,
Yeah, so
Nhat Nam
general
All
acrobatics.
your students can do acrobatics as well.
exercises.
It's like one of the topics to practice on.
That's awesome. That I really like that.
Yeah, so these kids now, this is when we just started teaching in UK.
Yeah.
So these kids there's my teacher Petras Golovach.
So
He's
yeah,
over there.
I thought like the guy with the long hair with the ponytail. It must be the teacher.
Yeah, this guy is Andrius. He's Andrius Danilovas. He's the first one who started teaching Nhat Nam in UK.
Oh, okay.
He's the first one who like.
How many schools do you have right now in the UK?
Before the pandemics, we had so it was going up and down, you see. But at the best point we had four clubs in different areas around London and Reading. And
Reading is just 20 minutes away from here.
Yeah. And finally we had one, and then that one was as well, we had to say, suspended for the pandemic.
Yeah. So okay, sorry again. Before pandemic, how many clubs do you have?
So before it was 2, but at the best time we had 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And how easy is to get people into this? Like
very difficult.
Very difficult, because they think it's just some kind of
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna be lying. The first time I saw it, looked very out there martial art.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But again, like just what you just said now, that you actually do sparrings, that you actually do all those things. It's almost like you need to guys figure out how to present yourself, how to
The selling point.
Because like this, where is that selling point? Oh, even though I love it, it's one of my favorites. But this is a scary selling point. Just saying.
Yeah, people just like, what is it about? What is it about? Yeah, but you see, how to say, only now. So I'm like, after 25 years of practicing this martial art.
Yeah.
Only now, probably, I would say I would understand about. I can't say that I understand all of this martial art, but I would say I understand most of.
Yeah.
What the benefit and how you can, why we do what we do. You know?
But this, just as what we talked about, the selling point, it's like, because now super famous, popular is UFC, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to do mixed martial arts, because that's cool. You know, BJJ is super cool. One of the reasons, because it's been used in MMA,
and they approve themselves.
You know, there's no gi, there's gi, and it's all. And then you come out with this. Wait, I'm not making fun.
What you see now is called Quen, or sequence of movements, which are
No, okay, but I understand. Okay, but when we think, what is training? You know, like for example, if we take an athlete, let's say MMA athlete, yeah. Let's think like this. We take an MMA athlete. He's training for a fight. Yeah. His training will consist of grappling, punching. You know, so groundwork. This strength and conditioning. What's after? And what's then? You know, so, and that's where you see osteopathy studies come in. You know, kicks in, because like you think, what else your body need? You know.
Listen, like I'm just joking around here, but honestly, like BJJ, gi, no gi, but all the MMA stuff, they're so dangerous. People get crippled. You know, it is cool. It is cool to see that on the screen, and but like even Joe Rogan, who is like one of the biggest advocates for BJJ, like he's like, oh, my back is fucked, my knees are fucked, everything's fucked. I need to replace this, replace that. It's almost like because I started doing BJJ, and very quickly I started getting all these nasty injuries. It's whether you are so dedicated that you do all the conditioning properly, you do all the stretching properly, all of that, what people don't really see and don't talk about, but they just see like submissions and the wins and all that.
That's the thing.
And yeah, I think like in your case is just to figure out those other kind of, again, selling points, and how there's much more to that, and people, unfortunately, they're so what's the clickbait,
Yep.
It's all about like, oh, what is cool, that's what I'm gonna do. And they don't really think about it. That's the biggest problem.
It's always about those cherries, everyone is looking for the cherry, even on Instagram. I look at my friends who are athletes or PTs or just fitness people, and everyone's like, oh, look, they do this challenge. Oh, let's try this challenge, And everyone is like going for those cherry picking, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that, And my teacher for many years, he was saying, guys, don't get distracted by that. Stick to the plan, just follow the path, and all these things, they will come naturally.
Yeah, but we're humans. We want a quick fix. We want a quick result. We want to try to convince a parent. Well, I don't know how nowadays they fix this. They probably wouldn't, if the child is bullied and beaten up, they wouldn't come nowadays and say, Oh, that's nice. My phone is still on. They're not gonna say to a child, "Listen, learn martial art and go beat up that guy or whatever." But back in the days, if a parent is like, "Okay, I need to get my son or daughter stronger," and they would have option to go to this martial art or to go to boxing or to go to kickboxing, which is like, straightforward and easy peasy, kind of like you learn how to punch and strike. If I put myself in those shoes, the decision is very easy, right? And only if I would know you as a teacher personally, then I'll be, actually, there's more to that. There's,
I really like that you touched this topic, because actually I was talking with my wife about the same thing a few days ago when we were driving to East Devon. So if you would look from one point of view, yes, of course.
Yeah.
You want your child to learn how to defend themselves. Go boxing, go kickboxing. It's easiest way, punch, strike, But at the same time, is that the safest thing?
From many perspectives, especially among adults, it's not 100%. It's actually more dangerous for me to know martial art, because if the shit goes down, and so many cases are that you punch someone, they fall and they crack their heads and all that kind of stuff. That's why I also like BJJ is apparently one of the best ones, because you don't hurt someone, breaking their bones.
Just put them asleep.
Put them asleep, yeah.
But so is it? So you see, that's where we're coming from. And again, you teach that, but no matter how strong you will be, there might be a stronger one. There might be someone with a knife. There might be someone with a gun.
Blah, blah, blah. Renarspodcast.